Okay, Shalom. This is the brother Lamadia, back giving all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. This video will be entitled More Interesting Things That Happened at Camp Today. And as you see in this screenshot, you had Channel 7 pretty much sneak recording us and trying to get a footage of us in the background. And the number 7 symbolized completion. Now, when we go to the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, let's start at 15. The Lord had taken away thy judgments. He had cast out thy enemy. And that's what we getting into right now, as far as the end, because the end is comprised of the end of the so-called white men and the ushering the new beginning of Israel through the chosen elect. And it reads, the King of Israel, even the Lord, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil anymore. And like I mentioned, the number 7 is spiritual, and just so happens Channel 7 News happened to be there and trying to pick up footage from us in the background. So when the scriptures say, thou shalt not see evil anymore, meaning our punishment is complete. Verse 16, and that day it shall be said to Jerusalem, fear thou not, and to Zion, let not thy hand be slack. And Jerusalem represents Israel as a people, because Jerusalem is a people first before is a place. Verse 17, the Lord thy power is in the midst of thee, is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden. Verse 19. Verse 19, behold, at thy time will I undo all that afflict thee. Meaning, we no longer going to suffer from the heathens and our enemies. Our time is complete. It's at an end. And it reads, and I will save her that haunteth, and gather her that were driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. And that's why we being broadcast, because the Most High has given us fame. Now, they may have their motives, but at the end of the day, it's the Most High motives that matters, because all publicity is good publicity. That's why it says in the scriptures, they can't do nothing against the truth but for the truth. Because people are curious and they're inquiring about things that's going to happen at the end with everything that's happening in the world. And exposing the Israelites, people are going to want to know what's in the Bible. So I'm going to close with that, and I'm going to play the clip of the news clipping, and I'm gonna say all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Shalom.
6 years after the death of Malcolm X, lawyers revealed what they call new evidence of a conspiracy perpetrated by the NYPD and the FBI to assassinate the civil rights activist in Harlem. Eyewitness News reporter Naveen Dhaliwal joins us from Washington Heights. Naveen.
Yeah, Joe, these are very serious allegations. The family of an NYPD officer and their attorney now say they have proof that Malcolm X's assassination was conspired by the NYPD as well as the FBI. Now, Ray Wood was an undercover officer with the NYPD back in the early 60s, and his family and their attorney say he wrote a letter in his deathbed confessing that New York City Police Department and the FBI both conspired to kill the civil rights activist. Well, that letter was discovered after Wood's death last November. Malcolm X was gunned down in February of 1965 in Harlem during a speaking engagement. Wood's family says in that letter, Wood wrote his responsibility was to ensure Malcolm X's security detail was arrested days before the assassination. This move, he said, would guarantee Malcolm X not having door security at the Audubon room where he was killed. Well, today, Malcolm X's 3 daughters, along with Wood's family and high-profile civil rights attorney Ben Crump, are asking for the investigation into the Malcolm X assassination be reopened in light of this new evidence.
Decades later, with information from an undercover New York City police officer that I understand will recount or has recounted in chilling detail of his involvement in the involvement, as I understand it, New York City Police and perhaps the FBI. The fact of the matter is the world lost an icon. This nation lost an icon. But the family lost a father.
And the 3 Nation of Islam members were convicted in Malcolm X's murder. Well, last year, the Manhattan DA's office began a review of those convictions after meeting with representatives of the Innocence Project. And with this recent evidence, the DA's office says this: the review of this matter is active and ongoing. Reporting live in Washington Heights tonight, Naveen Dhaliwal, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.